You know what? I feel like just as soon as Boosie is done cleaning the inside of his pants, he's gonna hop on here with all type of think pieces. Well, I guess you'd have to be able to think in order to do this shit. Now, to start the conversation off, we already know that based off of this video, what Lil Nas was doing, the sickening, iconic, amazing things he was doing in this video, we already know that the Jesus stands, okay, the Sky Daddy fan club, we already know that they're going to be pressed and bothered, they're going to be mad as hell, and the whole point, hopefully you all know, like, don't go engaging with their ass. We already knew what they were going to think. When it came, like, don't go engaging with their ass. The whole point of this is to piss them off so that they click on that shit, because they're going to. They're going to. And you know, he gets more views than coin. Like, that's what it is. That's all it should be. Don't go arguing with these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know. I guess I feel like one of the reasons I talk about Lil Nas X so much is because he is definitely the male pop star I envisioned when I was in high school. Like, I wanted that kind of guy pop star to exist. And there are obviously some people who are like, yeah, you know, I might be LGBT, but they weren't like so much at the forefront with it. And it shouldn't even sound like that in the first place, because it's not being forefront or being too much or being, you know what I mean, over the top if you're just expressing yourself, you know? But I don't know, especially when I was younger, I didn't see no shit like that. And the fact that we got to watch him go from, you know, posting music online, then he Old Town Road, and now he's like fully, I mean, I'm talking about on the pole, literally sliding down from heaven to hell, walking in some heels and shit and giving a lap dance to Satan. It's just like, oh, there's so much flavor there, and it's a lot of flavor that it just was not as mainstream, I'll say. But now I get to see it, I'm here for it. And what I do hope is that his domination will open the doors up, and before people start dragging, I know that he's not the first LGBT star, like, I know that, but I'm just hoping that his dominance, like the way that he is dominating mainstream, will open up the doors for other queer artists, for other people who were undervalued or other people who weren't given a chance. You know, I'm hoping that his domination will just kick the doors open and we get to see the art that I feel like we fucking deserve. We deserve it! So based off of my understanding of the video, right, I think this video had a lot to do with him, like, accepting himself for who he is. And because if you notice at first, you got the tree and the snake, and you know, you get this temptation, and I think that's why they made this thing, like, obviously it's him, but that's why they made it look kind of weird or, you know, ugly. Because, you know, as a gay person, I'm speaking specifically as a gay person who's just starting to get to know themselves, when you start to feel things that you are, you know, that people convince you that you cannot act on, and you see other people, you see straight people walking around acting on that shit, holding hands in the hallway and doing all that shit. When it comes time for your turn, you know, and it's usually done in the dark, especially if you're in an environment that does not allow you to live out loud. You know, it's usually done in the dark, and so when you have your first kiss or whatever it is, it seems almost like, especially if you grew up in an extremely religious environment, when you have your first kiss or first experience, it almost feels like dirty or sinful, you know, bad. And I think that's probably what he was trying to portray. This is just me reading into shit, so let me know if you have any ideas of your own. And then, of course, after he goes through that temptation, the people find out, and he's brought up in front of them, and they throw stones at him, but you know, they have paused it. I'm not sure if it's in this particular shot. Oh yes, it is. I think it is. They had paused it, and the stone that they threw at him was actually a butt plug. I was like, yes, bitch! So yeah, you know, after he has that temptation, people find out, they bring him for, you know, they judge him. You know how people judge your ass, and they stone him, they stone his ass, they kill your ass, like they kill your spirit, they kill your self-esteem, they take everything out of your ass. And I think that's part of the reason why we saw him kind of ascending to heaven. It's just like, y'all killed me, y'all fucked me up, I'm going to heaven. But after he gets there, there's this pole that he swings on, sis, and I'm just like, first of all, this was a behind the scenes shot of him getting ready to be on that pole. I'm just like, sir, I love to see it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. is I love to see it. But yeah, after society kills his ass, he goes to heaven, but then he twirls his ass down. He spins his ass around right into hell. And I was like, he has on this tight ass underwear with these high ass boots on, with these stilettos on. I said, something wrong with you, bitch. I loved it. So then of course he lands, I guess he lands at the devil's lair. He walks in, you know, all sexy as shit, you know. And then he finally gets to Satan's little throne. And he sits down on the devil and starts twerking and, you know, gyrating, lifting them legs up, swinging them things around like he was a whole ass stripper. You heard what I'm saying to you? And I love any kind of sacrilegious type of shit like this. I love it because I feel like it plays on two things. I feel like first it plays on the fact that, okay, you know, a lot of people call LGBT people, you know, all types of shit, all types of demonic, crazy, sinful shit, and I think he's playing on that. But also at the end when he kills the devil, you know, when he kills him and becomes a little fallen angel of his own, I feel like that's kind of a signal of him taking over or taking control of his own life. No matter what people say, no matter if people are trying to compare our LGBT asses to things that are demonic, you know, like now he gave the devil a lap dance and said, bitch, are you mad about it? And then like literally took control of his own self-esteem in life by killing that projection that people put on us and becoming the full version of himself, no matter how demonic or sinful it may look to other people. So I don't know, like that's my interpretation of that shit. I would love to hear what y'all think about that. But yeah, I think it's really cool that you know, younger queer people are going to be able to see like people like Lil Nas X and be like, oh wow, like, you know, they feel represented in some way, you know. And I cannot wait to hear the way that these people are going to talk about. They're really going to act like we are going to sit pre-K kids down and show them Lil Nas X video on their first day of fucking pre-K. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot wait to hear them, you know, get up here and talk about that shit. Like, we are really going, on the first day of first grade, we're going to show them Lil Nas gyrating on somebody's fucking, you know, demon father. It's just like, they're so weird. They never give a fuck about anything with violence and sexuality and anything like that. They never talk about, oh my God, what about the children? They never say that shit unless it's around some like, unless it's around some gay shit. That's the only time they have a problem. But like I said, it's really not worth it to argue with them. Literally just troll them, troll the Jesus stands, troll the bigots, and continue moving on about your day. Like, it's not that serious. Do not get all heated and flustered trying to prove yourself to bigots who do not give a fuck about you. Just leave that shit alone. Another reason why I think Lil Nas X and his art is important is because of this. This is a little note that he wrote his 14-year-old self. He said, I wrote a song with our name in it. It's about a guy I met last summer. I know we promised to never come out publicly. I know we promised never to be that type of gay person. Like, there's so many of us who can relate to that shit. I know we promised to die with the secret, but this will open doors for many other queer people to simply exist. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda, but the truth is I am. The agenda to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Sending you love from the future. So like, I just think that sums it up completely. I think he knows exactly how to make the girls talk. I think he is extremely talented at social media and trolling people, obviously, and that shows itself in his art also. But I think he really has a great handle on what he wants in his visuals. I think he's very, like, he's proven himself many times with this visual shit that he's just good at coming up with concepts and executing it. It's just amazing to see. I love it. I love it. I love how popular he is, and I love that they're going to have to see him on their fucking TL. They're gonna have to see him on their screens, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Period. You know what? I wasn't gonna end the video like this, but since we are already talking about Jesus stands, I think I want to talk just for a second about Derrick Jackson and Da'Nia Jackson. And I'm not gonna talk too much about Derrick's ass. Like, we already know, he like, for me personally, based off of what happened, if y'all don't, I feel like the whole world knows what happened by now. And I don't even know a lot of his work like that. I haven't watched any of his shit, but I did see that viral ass video. And I just feel like, I feel sorry for Da'Nia's ass. Like, I feel sorry for Da'Nia, and I really felt sorry for her when she came out here after all of that and was like in this army thing, and she touched her bonnet and she was like, oh my gosh, this is the helmet. You see a bonnet, and this is the helmet of salvation. And I just wanted to say, since we're tying that shit together, personally, I feel that fundamentalist religion, like shit like that, the only purpose it serves is to literally like diminish your sense of self, reduce your mental defenses, and there are a lot of people who will then take advantage of that. It was so sad to see her holding on to it, or at least Derrick was grabbing onto her hand as if, like, almost to say, if you say anything out of line while we're over here, I'm over here admitting that I cheat, I'm a serial cheater, and I cheat on your ass. If you dare say anything out of line, I'm gonna pop your ass. Like, it is so unfortunate to see. I feel bad for her, like, even though, you know, some jokes pop off, but I do feel bad for her. And I see so much of her in a lot of my family members. That kind of religious shit is just, I think it is very dangerous, and it inflicts trauma. Like, she was literally over here talking about, I have the breastplate of righteousness and the helmet of salvation. I'm on the battlefield. I'm spilling the blood of my enemies. And it's just like I tweeted, I was like, how much trauma does someone go through when they have been convinced that they have to cut off their needs and their desires in order to win this spiritual war? And if they can't do that shit, you know, then the God that reads their very thoughts will damn them to eternity of burning in hell. Like, that cannot be healthy for your mind. And, you know, you can see it, how it diminishes a whole human being. And you see how predators like Derrick's ass, you know, can come in and take advantage of that shit. I think it is so evil. So evil. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out patreon.com/AdrianExpression. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that you have a good goddamn evening.